Another way to do it, do another bullet. But here we do asterisk asterisk. It will automatically put it as a child of our first bullet. Now, if I want to go another tier down, you just add another bullet. One go even further down. And you got to make sure that they're in order. But as you keep going, they just keep adding blocks after that. But over here, it's still readable. Now we can also change our bullets. So you could still use asterisk, or you could do hyphen. Bullet. Oop. All right, so next title. And then if I do dash, you see it repeats the process. So you can use dashes or asterisks. All right, that's unordered list. We wanted to do ordered list. Title. All right, so if we do an ordered list, you do dot number, dot number. So if you just keep adding dots, space, and text, it'll just keep adding the next incrementation. If you want to do a subchild, next, and then it will do numbers. We do 3. We'll do letters. We do 4. You'll now do capital. And then if you do 5, it will do capital I's. Still fairly readable. Another way you could do it, you could actually combine. Let's say we wanted to do letters. So So if we wanted letters, just start out with letters. And then if I wanted to add children to that, now you can add indentations here or not. If you add indentations, it just kind of makes it cleaner to read over here in the text. Now, if we wanted to combine letters and numbers, so we could do child, we could do single dot, which then changes us back to a number. We could also use numbers. So on. So you can mix them. You could also do definitions. Copy this in to make it cleaner. Definitions look like this. So you have your term and then definition. So to do that, you use 2 colons, the text, 2 colons, and then it converts it to a definition. And if you want crowds, just add another colon. So here we have definition 4.1. Add another colon, pushes it over, push it over again. Okay, we want to add definitions within definitions. That use semicolons. Did colons, treats it as if they're straight definitions, so 1, 2. But if I change it to semicolons, it now staggers them. Now we could also change how we read the definitions. So right now they're stacked. So we have term and then the definition on the next line. If we lead with the bracket horizontal, it puts our definition right next to our term. And if we change our label here, 1, so the horizontal has to be at the left-hand side. You could also do question and answers. This is good if you're doing like a quiz site. If you want to break your list, you can do something like this. List. If we wanted to do numbered, item 1. Item 1. 2, 3, 4. But this was actually going to be 1 and 2 again. What we do here, we can create a block. So, and as you can see, it restarted the numbering. You can nest all kinds of formatting. So here we have our title, we're doing a bullet, we're doing a number block, doing a bullet again, non-literal, another block. Over here, very clean. You can also do tables. So here's an example of a table, 3 columns, 5 rows. And our text looks like this. So you have your bracket, options, headers, and footers. I have a headers. My headers are going to be bolded. Oops. And then I use pipes, and I use equal signs and I use pipes to separate my columns. Very clean, easy to read. You did the same thing for comma delimited data. So you can take CSV data and say 15% for each column. You can format CSV. Your width is 60%. Columns are 4. You can set your frame. You can set different things like top bot, grid none, with a grid. I also believe you can read CVS files in. That's kind of cool. You want to add some additional formatting. So options, header, columns. Here's some additional formatting. And then you can also do multi-cell row span. Of the multi-cell row column span. 2, 3, 4, date, duration, average, and notes. If you want to do 2 columns or 2 rows plus 2 or dot 2, you come over here, taking 2 rows. That's just an example of how to use the Ascii Doc. Now, there are other things you can use with Ascii Doc. You can use things like Ascii Doctor, which will allow you to install this in Docker. And it's basically another translator. You can take Ascii Doc, HTML5, DocBook, or more. This is good if you have Ruby, so you can use it as a Ruby plugin. And there's essentially a plugin for Ascii Doc for almost every language. What's kind of cool is, and what turned me on to Ascii Doc was Spring is actually now using it with their REST packages. I go to View Projects. So if you do Spring REST Doc, it actually auto-generates Ascii Doc syntax with Ascii Doctor. So instead of it looking all nasty with your old Java docs, it actually makes a very clean API for your code. I know we started early. That's kind of it in an overview. Does anyone have any questions?
Hey there, Michael. This is just a comment. This is really cool, and it really piqued my interest. As a short backstory, I was in the middle of writing my thesis in Word, and so it was a docx, and we had a number of equations that we were trying to format in Word, and Word started crashing on me because I guess it just wasn't a stable implementation of all those equations. And so this uh, this tool would have helped me convert that docx to a LaTeX, which was the format that we ended up using, a tex file, then LaTeX to render the document. It's really cool. So I like the presentation just for that, and also I saw as I was listening, I was doing a search. There is a pandoc. I don't know if you ran across that in your preparations. Pandoc, which can convert to and from this ASCII doc format. Um, I again just started tinkering with it, and it's really powerful as well. So that's a great presentation.
Yeah, there's a lot you can do with it. There's Pac-Man. Like, for example, I forgot to mention the plugins. So if you go to the Ascii Doc page, and here are all the different plugins. So you can actually convert it to like a WordPress, like Gman. And you mentioned math.
That's
So
cool.
if you come down here to the filters,
Mm-hmm.
you can do block diagrams for diagram filter.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a graphics one, and I think there's even a math one. So
Very
this
cool.
probably would have been perfect for what you were trying to do.
Absolutely, it would have. I agree.
But
Um,
that's the thing. That's why I brought this up, because I saw this at Java 1 a couple years ago, but I couldn't remember the name of it.
mm,
And now that Spring has incorporated it within their REST docs, I was
mm,
like, that's it. Because I could actually write most of my documentation in Notepad++ or just
mm-hmm,
a kind of a superficial text editor.
mm-hmm.
And most of my documentation looks like this or is close to this. And I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
that's kind of cool. I could easily just tweak how I do my shorthand, and then I can convert this document into an HTML or a PDF document.
yeah, yeah. That's really powerful. And I again that Pandoc tool as well. I'm the lazy guy that wants to use a lot less shorthand and just open up a docx file or a Word document and compile some things like that. Uh, it can convert your docx to an ASCII doc. And that markup can all persist across whatever format you need it to.
Yep. And here's another one. So this is another theme called Power Man, which
Hmm.
is a condensed version.
I'm with you. It's really cool.
Any other questions? Hearing none. With that, we'll wrap things up. We appreciate your time. And if you'd like to discuss any of these topics further, just reach out to us. We're on info@developerner.com. We're also on Twitter @developerner. We're still on Facebook at facebook.com/developerner. And you can reach us on our contact us page at developerner.com. Our videos are also on Vimeo, and we're also on YouTube. So come check out our blogs and our videos. And as always, our goal is making every developer better. Have a great day.